Well, welcome everyone to Granny Red. I'm Granny Red, and this is Granny Redland. And this is my second introduction to quitting smoking because there was so much I didn't get to say. And I know it's been a while. I was supposed to record this earlier, but life happens, okay? I'm sorry, but I'm getting it out there tonight. And actually it'll be in the morning by the time you guys get it. But thank you for subscribing, and I'm hoping a bunch of you are wanting to quit smoking. And we're going to do this, and it's going to be slow at first, and then it's going to be a rapid thing. It's going to work. I want you guys to watch my first introduction, and as I get better, I'm going to know how to do this, but I need to put it in the description below where you can go and watch it. But it's good too. But this one here is even better because I'm going to cover more things. And I just want to get you prepared to quit. And it's so that it will be easy. It's not easy, but it is easy. That's kind of confusing. I know. I realize that. But there's so many different ways to quit. And I realize that a lot of people are different. And so some things are good for them and they work for them and they don't work for others. I've tried them all. I've tried everything you can think of to quit smoking. And there was one thing that did help me. And I'm going to talk about just a little bit about it today. I don't know where it is, day or night where you're watching, but I do have notes, so I got to look at my notes. Okay. First of all, for those of you who did watch introduction number 1, how's it going? I mean, are you talking to yourself? Are you saying, I do not smoke? I do not smoke. I don't like to smoke. I don't smoke. Are you saying that as you smoke? That was one of the things that I want you to do, is that I want you to start talking, I don't smoke. I do not smoke. And every time you light a cigarette, you say, I don't smoke. I don't like to smoke. I don't like to smoke. Let me explain some of this. Our subconscious is so used to us smoking. It's used to all of this stuff that we do. Okay, let me give you an example. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. Oh, I have to have a drink. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, but and I'm still drinking Dr. Pepper. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I talked to this girl, and she was telling me that her and her boyfriend had broken up, and they had been together for a long time. And I saw him, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. And finally I said, hey, are you missing her? And he said, there's times I do. In certain situations, certain times, I do miss her. But he said, I don't miss her. But then something will happen, and then I'll think about her. And you know what? That's his subconscious. What happens is we have these paths that we make in our mind, okay? And the more you do it, it's a repetition thing. It makes that path deeper and deeper. So when you've been smoking, it's a deep path, okay? because your system's used to it, your body's used to it, your mind is used to it, your subconscious is used to it. So it's a deep path. And I was thinking about what he said, and it was things like sitting down to watch TV, and he would miss her company. Well, that's because his path had been made that they would sit and watch TV together. They'd have breakfast together. So when he has breakfast, his mind, his subconscious is saying, hey, somebody's missing here. Something's not right. But see, he's making a new path without her. And he's building that path. So he has to go through that tinge of memories, tinge of loneliness, because she isn't there. But you know what? I mean, we've all been there. Well, not all of us. There's a few people that have been boyfriend and girlfriend and then got married and been together all their lives. But more than not, there have been people who have experienced a heartbreak and missed someone, a divorce, and you still go through it. Just like this skunk I smell, okay? It was a path in my mind that was made, that when I smell that skunk, I think of my ex-husband, okay? And you have to watch the other video to hear that story, okay? Okay, because he's not a skunk. I shouldn't have said that, but anyway. Okay, so it's kind of like we got to make a new path. I do not smoke. I do not smoke. So you got to build that new path. Just like he has to build this new path that, hey, you know what? We're not together anymore. And I'm doing this without her. And you know what? Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes we cry. And sometimes we miss them badly. And it's the same thing with cigarettes. Oh, we miss them badly. There's times we miss them badly. There's times we cry. I've been there. And I've cried. I have called people crying. Okay? It was, I have done that, okay? Okay. So, anyway, let's see. Let's go on. Because I have to work tonight. So, I got to get this done before I go to work. Okay, so we talked about the paths in your brain. And we're going to build new paths. The new path that says, I don't smoke. And you know what? It just so happened this week, I happened to read something. And I was so shocked because it was talking about the paths in our mind. And I thought, wow, that's interesting because, you don't hear too many people talking about that, even though it's true. You Google it, and you're going to see that this is true, and this is what scientists say. So, or scientists or somebody, I don't know who they are, but they say it, okay? But they said it's 4,000 repetition. I don't know that word. Too big word for Granny. It's something that you do all the time, but you got to do it 4,000 times before that new path is stable. So that means, I was thinking about it, well, then that means you got to say 4,000 times, I don't smoke. I don't like to smoke. I hate to smoke. I don't like to smoke. So we're just, what would happen if we just sat there and said it for 4,000 times? I don't know. Because I'm not going to count. I don't think I can count that high. But anyway, let's go on. Okay. We're talking about different ways. We're not talking about it. I want to talk about the different ways to quit smoking. There are some of you who have already quit. And you want to stay quit. And you've come to the right place because we are going to help you. But then there's some of you who want to quit right now. They don't want to do it the way I want to do it. They want to quit right now. Hey, go for it. Put them down. When your mind is ready, do it. Go for it. Okay? And you can still go through this series with us. You can still go through it. and here are the points and the tips that I'm going to give, and maybe it'll help you. It'd be easier. I don't know what that message was. Some message came across my screen. Okay, so anyway, and I realize this may not help everybody, and that's okay. You know, if you don't like it, move on. It's okay, because somewhere there's something that's going to help you. But at least give this a chance. At least give it a chance. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, because there's all kinds of different ways you can quit. Oh, okay. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to start drinking a certain drink, okay? And this will help get rid of the nicotine. And that is, go buy some orange juice. Go buy some of the best thing to do is buy the frozen orange juice, frozen pineapple juice, and I believe, I'm trying to think because it's been so long since I made this. I think it's cherry limeade. And you mix these all together. Put them in your blender and put a banana or 2 bananas, however many bananas you want, in there, and mix it up. And pour it in a jar, jug, something. And I want you to drink this. I want you to start drinking it. And it's going to help get rid of the nicotine quicker, okay? And it's going to be a drink that it doesn't taste too bad. And you get used to it, okay? You get used to it. Your body gets used to it. And it doesn't taste too bad. But it helps to flush the nicotine out of you. I did that, and it was really good. And it helped me a lot. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, now I want you to set a date. I want you to set a date. Now you can either say, I'm going to do it on the day that she makes her next video that says day 1. And you will get a notification of that video. So do be watching for it because it's coming. I'm going to be doing this every week. I'm going to be posting one from now on every week. Okay? And maybe twice a week. But I'll tell you in the video if I'm going to post another one the next day or what I'm going to do. I work a lot. Okay? I work and I sleep. Seems like that's all I do. I don't know what that message is that keeps coming across there. Okay, so anyway, set a date. Now, I'm a real avid fan of the Farmer's Almanac. And the Farmer's Almanac says November 26th and November 27th of 2019 are the days, the best days to quit smoking. Now, the Farmer's Almanac, I have gone by that for so many years. I cut my hair with that. I do all kinds of stuff with the Farmer's Almanac because for some reason it works, okay? It works. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. But November 26th and 27th of 2019, the Farmer's Almanac says these are your best quit smoking days. So if you want to set those as your dates, go right ahead. And then just come back on the 26th or 27th, whatever day you pick, and watch day 1 and get started. Or you can just go for it right now. Or the day I started, you can do it. You can do it any day. It'll always be on YouTube. Okay. So we did that because you got to have a start date. You got to set you a start date in your mind. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to smoke more. Because you're going to think, oh, I have to quit smoking in 2 days. I got to get more cigarettes. I got to get more of this in me. I don't know why, but that's what happens, okay? Okay. Another thing I want you to start doing is starting when you wake up in the morning. Whenever you smoke your first cigarette, wait for an hour. Okay? That might be hard for some people, but it does get easier. And even I understand you got to get ready for work. So get up an hour early. Wait for an hour. But what you're doing is you're changing that path. You're messing that up. And it's saying, wait a minute. You're supposed to be smoking. Say, no, I don't smoke. I don't smoke at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't smoke at 7 o'clock in the morning. But just set your mind to that. And you know what I did? I would say, okay, I don't smoke after 6 o'clock at night. Or I don't smoke after 7 o'clock at night. I don't remember what time it was, but that's how I did mine. Okay, after this time, I want to say 8 or 7. It was either 7 or 8 at night. And I would say, okay, I don't smoke after 7 or 8 at night. I don't smoke after that. And you know what? I got used to that. And sometimes I'd go to bed because I knew I couldn't smoke. Well, I'm going to go to bed, so I'm not going to want a cigarette. But then it got easier. And it was like, oh, well, that's my last cigarette for the night because I'm not going to smoke after now. Okay. So that's how I did it at nighttime. So that now it's kind of like, because yes, I'm smoking right now. And I'm going to explain why later. Okay. But now it's like, oh, I don't smoke at night. I don't smoke in my house. I don't smoke in my car. I mean, you make your list. That's what I want you to do. I don't smoke in my house. I don't smoke in my car. I don't smoke before 8 o'clock in the morning, and I don't smoke after 6 o'clock at night. I want you to set you a schedule. You got to get a schedule in your mind, okay? You got to put that schedule, okay? So, I mean, okay, I have to go back because it just dawned on me what I told you guys. But you're going to understand. I'll explain to you the deal with my smoking later. Okay, because I don't smoke like I used to. It's not like what you think, okay? Okay, so, but you don't smoke at night after a certain time. And you don't smoke in the morning till after a certain time. Set a time, okay? And then, like, when you go to break during the day, when you're at work and you go to break, you think, I'm going to smoke a cigarette. Skip one of those. Just skip one, okay? Just skip one. You got to mess up your mind. You got to mess up that path. Say, I'm not going to smoke. I don't smoke. Do something different during that break. I don't know what. I don't know what to tell you because we're all different, okay? But do something different. Okay, when you're at home, don't smoke in your house. Now, I quit smoking in my house years ago. And one day I walk in here and my house stunk. And it was like, I hate this smell. It's stale cigarettes. And the more I'd come home and I'd smell it, it'd be horrible. So one day I decided, I'm not going to smoke in my house anymore. This is terrible. And so you know what I did? I washed all the walls. That was at Christmas time. And I did not have a job I worked, but I didn't have a job where, I was self-employed. So when I would come home from my job that I was doing, I would start washing walls. I washed every wall in my house. I washed all the ceilings. It took me a week because I was working also. And I just washed my whole house down. And my house has not been smoked in since. And that's been, I want to say 5 years. 5 years ago, maybe. Okay, so I started smoking on the porch. But you know what? Come spring, boy, my porch stinks horrible because I put plastic up around the porch. Oh, it's horrible. So I don't like smoking on the porch now. Because the porch stinks horribly when you put the plastic up. Okay, so anyway. So don't smoke in your house. Smoke outside. And you know what's going to help you? I don't know where you live, but if it's cold, that's going to help you a lot. Because you don't want to be out in that cold and smoke very much. Though I do know a man who went out and sat in his car every time he wanted a cigarette and ran his car so he could smoke his cigarettes. I do know somebody who did that, okay? Okay, so don't smoke it. Well, I'm giving you guys a lot to do right now, okay? But we're getting started, okay? This way it doesn't hit you, bam, all at once. Don't smoke in your car. Don't smoke in your house, okay? A lot of people don't smoke in their house, so that's not going to be a problem. And they don't smoke in their car, so that's not going to be a problem either, okay? So use which one of these works for you, okay? But don't set a time in the morning. Don't smoke before 8 o'clock in the morning. Don't smoke after 6 o'clock at night. And at first, it's going to be rough. Okay? Go in there and drink your juice. Okay? You sit there in front of the TV and it's commercial time. It's time to go take a cigarette break. No. Do something different. Go fix your juice. But do something different during the commercial time instead of going and smoking. And I don't watch TV, so I don't even know if they have commercials anymore. But it's just what, you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Okay, so we're going to start an hour later or waiting on the cigarette, skipping our breaks. Don't smoke during your break, but skip one break. And don't smoke during one break. And in a week's time, just 1 week. Oh, you know how fast a week goes by? And your break's only 10 minutes. And your body can handle going without a cigarette, okay? Now, we are going to get to the point, and I'm serious, where you're only smoking 3 a day. But you're still smoking, but you're only going to be smoking 3 a day. And you are going to see at 3 a day an incredible feeling. And your body's going to feel awesome. But you're still going to be smoking. But you're only going to be smoking 3 a day. Okay? And that's 1 every 8 hours. And that's all you're going to get. And then you've got to cut those out. Okay, so anyway. And then the last thing that you can do that I want to talk to you about is you can vape. And I don't listen to the news media, okay? My personal opinion is there's nothing wrong with it. I know a man. This is a true story. He's actually my neighbor. And I have known him for 8 years. And 8 years ago, the doctor told me that he had COPD. There's no cure for COPD. And this vape store opened over here where I live, over here in Granny Redland. And he went and bought him a vape. I think that's what you call it, but anyway. He was telling me about this 8 years ago. And because it just so happened that I worked with him for a few weeks, and he was telling me about it. And was trying to get me to do it, and I wouldn't do it. I said, no way. Because, then kids walk around and smoke goes all over, everywhere, And I'm like, no. Well, through the years, I've seen him, and he says, are you still smoking? Are you still smoking? You need to start vaping. Well, last year, I saw him, and he said, "Laura, are you still smoking?" And I said, "Yep." And he said, "You need to go vape. You need to do this." And he was so insistent on it. He took me to the vape store, and they started talking to me. And I said, all right, all right, all right. So I bought this little thing I call a cigarette. It's my cigarette. And some oil that they make. And I was hooked. I started smoking that vapor, or vape, or whatever you want to call that thing. And I loved it. And you know what? It was so weird because I was getting the nicotine, but I was going through withdrawals. And it wasn't withdrawals from nicotine. It was withdrawals from the chemicals in cigarettes. And I went through withdrawals and thought to myself, you know, it's the nicotine that everybody thinks is so bad. It's not the nicotine. Nicotine will not kill you. It's the chemicals in those cigarettes that kill you. Nicotine will not hurt you. Nicotine will not cause cancer. Nicotine does not kill you. The nicotine gives you energy. It does. I have it wrote down somewhere. I have to take another drink because I think I'm coming down with something. I don't know. I'm coughing and sniffling today. And my throat is feeling really funny. Well, anyway. So I saw this guy. About a month ago. And he said, well, I went to the doctor. He's still vaping. I went to the doctor yesterday. And you know what he told me? They did a breathing thing. They tested his breathing. Oh, well, they did it last year, and he was telling me about it. And last year they said, oh, well, you're not normal yet, but your breathing's almost to normal. Well, then a month ago when I saw him, he said, my breathing is back to normal. Okay, this was a man who had COPD with no cure. Okay? And he started vaping. And now he didn't have COPD anymore. And it took 8 years. Excuse me. I really do think that I'm trying to get something. I do. Because I haven't felt good today. Well, anyway. That vape has done nothing in 8 years to him to hurt him. He goes to the doctor every month. And he's good. I don't know. The news media is saying how bad it is. And you know, everybody's different. And everybody's chemicals in their bodies are different. So I can't sit here and tell you that there's nothing wrong with it. You have to use your own intuition. It's your body. It's your chemicals. And everybody's bodies are different. But that man had COPD 8 years ago, and he does not today. Because he quit smoking and started vaping. And he's still vaping. But it's just the nicotine that he's getting. And the vape place where we go to here in Granny Redland is they make their own. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I have to give me another drink. But I like my Dr. Pepper, okay? I might have to suck on a piece of candy. Because you know what? the sore throat lozenges. If you don't like those, just suck on a piece of candy, because that's what the candy helps coat it too. Okay? Yeah, okay. Granny Red nurse here. Anyway, this man was telling me about his doctor telling him this. Well, when I went through the problems that I was having after I quit smoking this year, and I'd quit for 3 months, and so I went to the doctor because I couldn't understand why my stomach hurt so bad. And I would smoke a cigarette and my stomach would quit hurting. And it was like, okay, there's something not right here. My stomach hurts so bad, but if I smoke a cigarette, my stomach quits hurting. So I did go to the doctor. I don't do that. I'm not a doctor person, okay? I'm not. And so it's very rare that I go to the doctor, but I really wanted to quit smoking. I really didn't want to smoke, and I knew that the vaping was helping me. So I went to the doctor because I want to make sure it wasn't the vape thing. And it wasn't. But they don't know what it was. They couldn't figure it out. And he said, Laura, I went to the doctor, and you know what he said? I don't know. So he gave me some medicine just to try out. And I never took it. But when I said to him, well, I've quit smoking, he said, are you vaping? And I said, yes. And he said, give me 5. And he held his hand up. My doctor did that. Or this doctor did that. And it's the doctor that I always go see. And so I don't understand the news media putting down the vaping part. Because the people that I know personally, because I know more than just him, there's other people that I know personally that have quit smoking through vaping. And they aren't having any troubles. They're also not smoking whatever that marijuana oil is, whatever you call that stuff. I don't know what CBD or whatever it is. They're not smoking that either. So see, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I do know that the people that I know personally that do use the little vape thing do not have any trouble. They don't have any problems. But we also go down here and buy it where it's made. Where they make it, you tell them what you want and they make it for you. You don't go in the store and buy it in a little deal. You go in down there, they make it for you. And so I think that has something to do with it too. I don't know. But anyway, what you're doing with the vaping is you're getting the nicotine, but you're not getting the chemical.